Okay, I am here live. It is on the East Coast, 11:30 p.m. Thursday, November 16th, 2017. Hope y'all are having a good night. Tonight we doing a quick little stream here. I don't know how quick it'll be, but we're gonna be paying tribute to the life and career of Hiromi Tsuru. I'm gonna talk more about that shortly. I'm waiting for the chat to fill up and then we will discuss it. Hopefully, y'all can hear me like I always do in these streams. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm going to tell you guys why this is a big deal here in a minute. But again, definitely let me know if you can hear me okay. And I'm very happy that you can join me tonight. Very happy y'all can join me tonight here. Again, I'm still here. I'm just waiting for the chat to fill up. Okay. I'm talking to a few people here, guys, so just bear with me. This stream is not really going to be like my typical streams where, we have a good time. We talk about Dragon Ball. We will have a good time. I mean, we're going to really have an entertaining time as far as, talking about the reason why this is important, right? But it's not gonna be like a clown show, you know what I mean? Um, so I actually want to start. Let me see if you. So it says y'all can hear me. Okay. First of all, I want to thank everybody for joining me on this stream. I know that a lot of people like it when I stream live, and we usually, like I said, have a good time. Um, but I'm glad y'all are here with me tonight. I won't take up too much of your time tonight, I promise. But I want to thank y'all for joining me. It really means a lot to me, and I love all of you sincerely. A lot of people talk trash about the Dragon Ball fandom, and sometimes even us in the fandom talk trash about it. But I'm very proud of this week and what we've done with the fandom here. I'm going to start before we get into Hiromi Tsuru. I want to start by actually giving some good news. There is, before we get to her, what actually happened and like her career and whatnot. I'm gonna give you guys some good news. We're gonna start with some good positive news. Last night in my spoiler video, I'm stuttering here. Look at this is not the typical me. All right, I reported, or we all reported, we all got together yesterday because Chris Ayres put out a fund. He put out a Chris Ayres' girlfriend, Crystal Portier, put out a like a fund for him because he's got COPD, and we were trying to raise $25,000 for that so this guy can get his surgery, and we did successfully raise that. That's the good news of the evening. We actually surpassed the goal. As of right now, the fund is at $28,887. So as of right now, Chris Ayres is going to be, the help is there, and the fact that we all came together to help this man makes me very proud of this community, because a lot of people will talk trash about it. I've even talked trash, like I said before. I have in the past been upset at the misinformation and how people are so gullible, and just so much stuff irritates me about this fandom. Even yesterday I was irritated about it, but I'm thinking today, like, the fact that everybody came together to help out Chris Ayres and everybody's coming together to mourn the life of Hiromi Tsuru, to me is a big thing. And there's always going to be bad people. There's always going to be annoying people. But I think that the Dragon Ball fandom is legitimately, like composed of good people for the most part. I really believe that. And we're going to talk about her career tonight. So for those who don't know what's going on, Hiromi Tsuru, the lady who's voiced Bulma, who has portrayed the character of Bulma, passed away this evening. Now, the reason why this is a big deal is you have to understand something about the character of Bulma and Hiromi Tsuru. This is the third voice that we heard in Dragon Ball. When Dragon Ball first aired in 1986, there were three voices that we heard in the very first episode of Dragon Ball, right? The first voice that we heard was the narrator. Now, the narrator, he's been ill, That's Yoji Yanami, by the way. He's been ill. He was on Super when Super first started. He did voice the first 12 episodes, and then he became ill and has not come back since. We don't know what the status is of his health right now. That's the first voice we heard in Dragon Ball. Then we heard the voice of Masako Nozawa as Goku, and ever since then she has portrayed Goku not only in the Dragon Ball anime, but in all the video games, as well as in all of the TV commercials, all the movies, everything. Everything Dragon Ball she has done, except for Evolution, but that's a whole other thing. So the third voice that we heard in Dragon Ball was Hiromi Tsuru. Dragon Ball began before Super Saiyans, before Frieza, before Jiren, before Vegeta, before Piccolo, before Gohan. Some of the names that I just said are very popular. Dragon Ball began with Goku and Bulma. The first episode of Dragon Ball, the Japanese name for it is Son Goku and Bulma. The story was rooted in the story of a monkey boy and a city girl, a country boy and a city girl, and their quest to find these magic orbs. That's where Dragon Ball began. That's where everything started. And I know that everybody listening to this right now has their own preference of what they like about Dragon Ball. Like, I know a lot of you guys like Dragon Ball Z. You like the Saiyan saga, the Buu saga, the Cell saga, the Frieza saga. Some people like Dragon Ball, the different tournaments. Everybody has their own preference, and that's cool. That's the beautiful thing about being a Dragon Ball fan, is you're allowed to like what you like. Some people like the dub. Some prefer the sub. That's fine. Like, I've had enough. I have had enough of the sub versus dub fights. You can be critical if you want to, and criticize certain adaptations, and, you know, say I prefer this, I prefer that. Everybody has a right to do that. But when it gets to the point where it's disrespectful, enough. Because here's the reality. If it wasn't for the sub, there would be no dub. And if it wasn't for people like Hiromi Tsuru, then Tiffany Vollmer wouldn't have a job. Monica Rial wouldn't have a job. That's real shit. So I think that with what's been going on lately with Chris Ayres and how we've helped him out, and I think that tonight, I think it's time, you know, most of us are on board, which I'm happy about. We have to end these dumb fights over dumb stuff. Hiromi Tsuru played Bulma in episode 1 of Dragon Ball and has been the only voice actress to portray Bulma. Now, in other dubs, there's been different changes. There's been, you know, there's always going to be some replacements. She has been the definitive voice of Bulma since 1986, and she passed away tonight. Now, the report about what happened, there were some conflicting reports tonight about what actually happened, okay? We're going to talk about what they're going to do here in a minute, all right? Just bear with me. This stream, I'm going to give you guys all the information. So, earlier I was told I had left the movie theater. I went to go see Justice League, and I was texted by Miss DBZ Babe. She sent me a text, and she said, Japanese Bulma died. And I was shocked, came home, and the first thing I read was she got into a car accident. That is incorrect information. They don't know for sure. It's an inaccurate claim. It's a mistranslation. The story was that she died in a car crash and that her car was found on train tracks. That is a mistranslation. I talked to Herms about it tonight. I was talking to Herms in the DMs about it. And he said that these are mistranslations and rush readings of news reports. That's what these are. And the actual story hasn't really been entirely revealed yet. We're still a little bit unsure of what actually happened. But Kanzenshu did post this evening at 9:53 p.m. They posted the final kind of report here, and the story here based on the information that we got. And by the way, I should mention that not only did she voice Bulma, she also voiced Bra, Bulla, Tights, and even Baby Trunks. Baby Trunks, not Kid Trunks. The report was at around 7:30 p.m. November 16th. Hiromi Tsuru was found unconscious in her car in the Shudo Expressway in Chuo, Tokyo. Her seatbelt was fastened and the car's hazard lights were on. There was no sign of an accident. So it seems to be something that happened to her. right? Says here she was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. The Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department are investigating the cause of death and say it may have been due to illness. So there were reports that she had a heart attack, and I guess that was mistranslated. We don't know exactly what happened. It could have been a heart attack. It could not have been a heart attack, but something absolutely happened. In 2004, she had an interview in the Tenkaichi Densetsu. This is on the Kanzenshuu website. Go to kanzenshuu.com, and she said, Dragon Ball is really amazing and interesting work. There are a lot of battles, but if you can sense the message that's there in them, I'll be happy. Please be partial to Bulma. So that's good. I want to say also that all proceeds from this stream, all proceeds, whether it be ad revenue or whether it be super chat, whatever, is going to go directly to the Chris Ayres Fund. Okay? It's going to go to the Chris Ayres Fund. He should be doing another fund soon, I believe I heard, and that's all going to go to that. Because we already matched this one. It's all going to go to that. So I'm just letting everybody know that I'm not keeping any money from this stream. This stream is going to go directly to Chris Ayres because we have to preserve our voice actors as much as we can. Herms asked me to talk about the quote from Toshio Furukawa, and he said it was from a novel called Silence, and he said, humanity is so sad, Lord, and the ocean so blue, which is kind of a tragedy. The reason why this is such a big deal is because this is an OG voice actress. Again, this lady, Hiromi Tsuru, portrayed, and it wasn't just Bulma. She was also in Trigun. She was in Metal Gear Solid. She was in Anpan Man, which is what One Punch Man was based off of. She was in Ranma. Of course, Dragon Ball. And by the way, I should mention, she was also Kid Piccolo Jr. You know, Kid Piccolo. Kid Ma Jr. She was in Saint Seiya. You know, Los Caballeros de Zodiaco, for those of you in Latin America. Samurai Girl. Samurai Champloo. Again, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Kai, Dragon Ball GT. It's just really put into perspective, you know. And now, I know many of you are probably wondering what's going to be the future for Bulma. Like, what is going to happen with this character? Well, there's a couple things that are really depressing. And by the way, guys, if you see I'm not paying attention to the chat, just forgive me because I'm gathering information right now as we speak, okay? I don't know if there's going to be a tribute to her. I presume that maybe this weekend Super they're going to have something, you know what I mean, that says like, you know, something that says like tribute to Hiromi Tsuru, like on screen or whatever. She is not in this arc. She's not in this arc. Bulma has sat out the majority of this arc. She was in the first part, and it really is a huge bummer that the last episode that Hiromi Tsuru did was Dragon Ball Super episode 96. And her final words is when everybody was going off to the tournament, she said, and I quote, "Everyone good luck. We're counting on you, everyone. Mina." And that was it. And she said it about halfway through episode 96. Those are her final words in the Dragon Ball anime. We know for certain that she did voice work for Dragon Ball FighterZ coming out in January, or I think it's February, coming out in February. So that'll be the last time you hear her voice. What really breaks my heart about this is, number one, like, I've heard this woman's voice all my life, and she did such an amazing job in the Trunks arc. I was so happy when they made Bulma an important character in the Trunks arc again, because, you know, in the Buu saga, she didn't really do much. And in the first few arcs of Super, she helped out with Zuno, and there were a lot of things that she did, you know, cheering Vegeta on the tournament, things like that. But in the Trunks arc, she was a main character. It was the Trunks arc, when it comes to not the villains, was really about Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Bulma in many ways. It was really their arc, and those 5 characters. And then, of course, there's Goku Black and Zamasu and Gowasu, if you want to talk about the other characters, the villains and the side characters. But it was really about them. And she did this amazing work. Then she comes back and she does the, you know, she does the episode where Bulma gave birth to Bra. And people have been wondering, when are we going to see Bra or Bulla? Her name is Bra, brother, not Bulla. Bulla's a censorship name. people were wondering, you know, when are we going to see Bra and Super? Like, are they going to get to that? Because Super takes place during the 10-year time skip, and Bra should have been born at some point during this time. And we saw it. We actually saw it. And she did such a great job in those episodes, being pregnant. There was a lot of comic relief there. And it just really, really sucks, because here's why it sucks. Because you know, after this tournament arc is over, you know, after all the fighting is done, when everyone goes back to Earth, we don't know how the tournament's going to end. We don't know. We do know that Universe 7 survives. Somehow. Somehow they survive. Because Super takes place before the end of Z, when they all meet Oob. We know this. So, you know damn well that there was going to be a scene where Vegeta comes home. You know I ain't lying about this one. And meets Bulma and Bra and talks about how much he missed them. You know they were going to do that. Just like Gohan, when he comes home and he goes to his wife and kid, and it's the same thing. And I feel like there was a touching moment there that was waiting to happen, where Vegeta comes home and because he hasn't seen it, his daughter was just born. She was just born recently, and he's going to see her again and get to be a father to her again. And it really sucks that Hiromi Tsuru's not going to be there to do that moment, because I feel like her passing away would be bookended better if she got to do that line, if she got to be there for that, because Vegeta coming home and having Bulma give birth to her second child and really forming that family was the arc of her character. Because her character in Dragon Ball began with her wanting a boyfriend. Well, she got a boyfriend. It was Yamcha. Then she got an intergalactic murderer as a boyfriend who wound up being her husband, and she popped out 2 kids with this dude. And the story of her wanting a family, you know, really, really would have been a great bookend to Hiromi Tsuru's performances. From a teenage spoiled brat who wants to make a wish for something so selfish as a boyfriend, to now getting a husband who's really strong, who, you know, cares about her. That's my Bulma. Even though they had some rocky points in their relationship, he cares about her now. It's unquestionable. And now, you know, we won't get that with Hiromi Tsuru. And that's nonsense. Like, as a fan, I'm saying that. You know, not so much as a person, you know, because obviously this woman's real life family is the most important thing. But as a fan, it just sucks that we're not going to get that scene. I feel like that scene would have been important. You know? I feel like that would have been a great scene, right? Seeing Vegeta come home to Bulma. And by the way, I just want to say that I'm not going to be reading Super Chats tonight, but I want to repeat what I said earlier. All proceeds from the stream are going to be going to the Chris Ayres Fund. So if you want to, I would suggest, honestly, being honest with you, if you want to donate to the Chris Ayres Fund, you should just go directly to the Chris Ayres Fund. Which, if you want a link for that, excuse me, I'm not crying, dude. I'm just sick. Trust me. No, I'm not crying. Because I'm still in shock of all this. You know, this isn't really, you know, I'm still in shock. But I just want to say that if you want a link to that, you can either check out my video from last night, or you can go to my Twitter, or you can go to youcaring.com/ChristopherAyres-10100986. I'll leave a link in the chat here in a moment. You'll see the link pop up. There's some lag, so you'll see the link pop up, but links always act weird in this thing. So again, just go to Twitter and look for You Caring Christopher Ayres. You'll find it, all right? I would just encourage you to just donate directly. It's better than going through me. I mean, I'm just being real with you. Like, all my proceeds are going to go to him, but I'm saying if you want to donate, I would just prefer you go straight to him. Don't even give me anything. You know what I mean? If y'all want to donate to me to, like, encourage Geekdom 101, like, you know, if you want to, like, just donate because you appreciate what I do, this is not the stream for you. We'll do another one later, maybe this weekend. I don't know. But that's not what this is. This is all about Hiromi Tsuru and, like I said earlier, Chris Ayres, and the fact that we came together for this guy, and I really hope he gets his lung transplants. My dad passed away in 2014. I never get personal on Twitter because there's no reason to. I just make Dragon Ball videos. But I'm going to get personal here. My dad in 2014 passed away of COPD. My dad was a smoker all his life, and he died in 2014. And it's fucked up because, you know, like, my dad and I were supposed to have lunch the weekend that he died. We had gotten into a fight over the holidays because he was smoking even though he was on fucking air. And we agreed to have lunch on a Saturday, and then Friday morning he dies. He died a day before I was going to see him to have lunch that he wanted to have with me. We were going to make up. We had already made up, but I mean, like, we were going to really, like, talk, like, face to face. So when it comes to COPD, it's a personal thing for me. It's personal. So the fact that we could help out Chris Ayres, I think, is a great thing. You know? So again, just to reiterate what I said earlier, right? As of right now, we don't know the exact cause of death. They believe it could have been an illness, but she was found dead in her freaking car. In her car, her seatbelt was fastened and the car's hazard lights were on. As far as we see, there's no sign of an accident or foul play. It's still being investigated, but this is a person who was very important to Dragon Ball and is an OG. And with Joji Yanami also being ill, and who knows what his status is, it is concerning because these are legitimate legends that we're losing here. I mean, these are legitimate legends and we have to respect them because they paved the way, man. They put food on the plate for everybody to eat. They put food on the plate for Funimation to eat. They put food on the plate for us to eat as YouTubers, you know, because they had to have created the show first for us to talk about it, you know. So I feel it's right that we do this tribute tonight to Hiromi Tsuru. And like I said, she will be doing fighters. As far as, I will say this, as far as the future of the character of Bulma, I'm pretty sure that they're going to recast Bulma. I don't think they're going to write Bulma out of the story. They might make a way, they might figure out a way to not focus too much on her, but they're not going to write Bulma out, right? But they're probably going to do, like, they're probably going to do where they recast her. And the talk right now, right? The talk right now is that Vidal's voice actress may take over for Bulma because she kind of sounds like that. That's what I had heard. But this just happened tonight. So that's, when I say the talk, I'm talking about in the fandom, not in Toei. Right? I don't think they're going to write her out of the story, but they're probably going to recast her. I definitely expect a tribute. Definitely expect a tribute to her soon on Super. Probably something just like a little thing, you know, like a rest in peace Hiromi Tsuru or something. I'm expecting that. So as far as I know, somebody asked in the chat how far along they are with episodes. They are, as far as we know, 6 weeks ahead, but Bulma's not even in this arc, so there's no real lines for Bulma right now. So, you know, we've already seen the last of Hiromi Tsuru. We're not going to hear her again, bro, until Dragon Ball FighterZ comes out. Dragon Ball FighterZ will be the last. That will be the last time that we hear her portray Bulma. Somebody else take over from there. And I can tell you this much. If you're wondering about Chris Ayres in Dragon Ball FighterZ, I can't talk about it. Because, to be honest with you, he's very bad. But again, I'm glad that we we're able to come together and help him out, and maybe he will make a recovery and come back and portray Frieza again. You know, I'm just very proud of the fandom this week. I was very pissed off yesterday. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I was pissed because there was a bunch of misinformation going around about a new movie, that this fake movie poster came up that looked fake. There was there was this fake episode leaks and shit, like these assholes. I was just mad, dude, but hang on, I gotta ban somebody, bro. Like, these people, I'm not gonna even give them attention, bro. Get the fuck off my channel, bro. Anyways, so I'm sorry if I'm all screwed up, dude. Like, and by the way, my Justice League review, I promise you a Justice League review. It's on World of Geekdom, my second channel. Go check that out. If you want it, I promised it. That's why I would have waited till tomorrow, but I can't break a promise. So I did the review. It's over there. My spoiler one will be up tomorrow. My non-spoiler one's over there now. But anyways, what I was trying to say is these like, I lost my train of thought, bro. I'm all fucked up. Anyways, the point is, dude, that Dragon Ball Fighters will be the last time that we hear her as Bulma. So there is that. That will be her legacy. So anyways, folks, I'm going to close the stream out. I'm glad y'all could join me tonight. I wasn't going to be on for too long. Thank you for being here, all of you. I appreciate it. Like I said earlier, all proceeds are going to be going to the Chris Ayres Fund. I'm not keeping any money from this stream. Money is not what drives me. It's about the fandom, and I'm very proud of the fandom this week, and I hope that next year in Kamehacon we will come together and have a good time. So yeah, we'll have a good time there for sure. And yes, you will get to see my face and give me a hug. So just make sure you bathe before you give me a hug, okay? Anyways, hope y'all have a great one. And tomorrow, remember, the truth about Dragon Ball GT is coming on the channel. So talk to y'all later.